I think I really appreciate that because, yes, it goes back into the practice of African preparedness that we were talking about in the previous presentation and that daily practice of that. And so it's further reinscribing that. It's very important. Thank you for that, Bob. I think our next presenter, Brother Dirk, has joined us. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes, I am. I can hear you.
Beautiful.
Thank you, brother. I'm out here.
Okay.
Beautiful.
All right. Thank you. Thank you as well, Brother. Peace. Thank you, Brother Dirk, for joining us. We are going to just get right to it and jump right in. Thank you. Welcome to the 2017 Black Sustainability Summit Q&A session. We appreciate your presentation about eating healthy and not just eating healthy, but the particulars around how to get the proper nutrients in your from other things outside of your food. And so we want to give it to you to do a brief, because we're running a little bit behind schedule, intro, and then we'll go right to questions.
Oh, put your stomach on.
All right, thank you, brother. If those that have seen my presentation or have heard me present in the past, I'm a natural health practitioner. I'm a speaker, lecturer, author, wellness coach, and my objective is to bring to our community a simplistic guide for healthful living. Now, the allopathic pharmaceutical-based medical system tells you to eat right, exercise, and come in for your annual checkup. That does not work. That absolutely does not work. And so what I bring is that guide, that simplistic guide. But primary to my guide is adding additional supplements to your diet on a daily basis. Yes, we want to grow organic. Yes, we want to do all the right things when it comes to feeding ourselves nutritionally as possible. But we have to understand that nutrients are the reason we eat every day. We don't eat food because it looks good, smells good, tastes good. No, we eat it for the nutritional value. And unfortunately, our greatest food nutrient is minerals. And minerals occur in veins across the crust of the earth. Minerals do not occur uniformly across the earth. And so I can have a garden in my backyard that has no calcium in it and lots of iron. Whereas you may have a garden in your backyard that may be full of magnesium and no copper. And so we know scientifically, and we have to discern, we have to be able to utilize good science and bad science. And most of us drive some sort of vehicle today. And I think that's pretty good science. Now, let it be known that these vehicles can be better and less polluting and so forth and so on. But we don't ride a horse and buggy. So I say that to say that the good science tells us that there are certain nutrients needed by the human body, and we cannot get them alone from just eating food. I don't care how organically grown it is. So fundamentally, it's very important. Dr. Sebi talked about it all the time. We need minerals, and he offered mineral supplementation, and other scientists talk about it also. So additionally, we need to eat a very healthful way, but we must supplement science simultaneously. Also, we must be students of health. We must constantly study. We must constantly grow in our endeavor to be healthy. And you cannot stop at one point. You cannot become a vegetarian and think that that's all to it, is being a vegetarian. No, no, no. It's much, much more. Okay? And there's many things. I can talk more about it. I don't know how much time I have, but it's critical that, as I always say, we must participate in our own health rescue. And it's good to listen to me and other practitioners, and we have good ideas for you. But you are your primary health care practitioner. You are your primary health care giver. And you must constantly study and grow to become healthy.
Absolutely.
Constantly. I'm learning every day. All of us should be learning. Studying from the masters, studying from master teachers, studying from people that have lived 60, 70, 80 years and have been in this practice 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Study from my elders that have been in the field of study. Don't just pull stuff from the internet, pull stuff from friends and family members, that throw things out at you. Very, very important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate that, Baba, and we are going to open it up for questions. So if folks have questions, please share. Not only do you talk about the longevity, but you talk about over 60 minerals or nutrients that we should be putting into our body. So it looks like we have a question right here. We'll keep going, folks, to open it up for questions.
While we're waiting on that question to come in, I'll go ahead and share a few things with you. We know from science that there are at least 60 minerals that are required by the human body. We know there are at least 16 vitamins, at least 12 amino acids, at least 3 fatty acids that are required by the human body. We don't even know how many antioxidants are required, but we know how powerful antioxidants are and how they gobble up free radicals, cells in our bodies that have been damaged from bad air, bad food, pollution, stress. That's another thing that we have to be aware of, is that whole stress piece. Stress is killing, damaging to our bodies. Stress is the greatest energy drainer from our body. When we're stressed, it's similar to us running a marathon race. A marathon race is 26.2 miles. If you were to run a marathon race 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, nonstop, can you imagine how drained your body would be? Well, that's what stress does for you. Even when you're trying to rest, even when you're trying to, when you're stressed, mentally drained, your body is like it's running a marathon race. And so it's constantly utilizing any nutrients you have, utilizing anything that you receive that day in terms of helpfulness, is being pulled out of the body, being zapped from you. So we must de-stress our lives. And so we must be in this world, but not of this world. So we have to determine as African people what is African, and we have to throw out the rest. We cannot be consumed in any way with the things of this world that are not for us. We have to discern and determine what can we utilize for our benefit. Yes, we need a cell phone. Yes, we need a car. Yes, but do we need a Bentley? Do we need the best iPhone there is? No, we don't. We need to get what's necessary, utilize what's necessary and helpful for us. Very, very important. We must de-stress our lives. That's one of the biggest killers in our community, post-traumatic slave disease. We've really been destroyed with that. So not only do we want to do the good stuff, but we must do the bad, get rid of the bad stuff. And the brother that talked earlier about taking our children and teaching our children so that they know who they are and whose they are. Okay.
Absolutely. And you have
the ancient history.
Absolutely. And I apologize for interrupting you, but you do have a question here from Olasanya, which is everyone saving heirloom seeds? And so I think, is going back to your presentation, you talked about how the seed can't take in all the nutrients. I think heirloom seed, you might say, is maybe being able to take in most of the nutrients, many of those. How is seed saving related to this, and how is getting a nutritional supplement different from even eating the best that seeds have to offer?
Okay, heirloom seeds are great. We want to plant a garden. Yes, we want to do that. And let me explain a little bit about planting and growing and agriculture. Every plant has a root, and every plant's root system reaches into the soil and pulls the minerals that's in the soil up into its body. Now, in the soil, we're going to have metallic, elemental rock-type minerals. Calcium carbonate is a rock. You can't eat that rock and benefit significantly in terms of your calcium intake. What has to happen is that plant must literally pre-digest that calcium carbonate or that calcium gluconate that's in the ground and convert it into a form that humans can easily absorb it and utilize. And plant calcium is 98% absorbable. But again, every farm and every plot of land doesn't have calcium. That's where the supplementation piece comes in. But let me finish the little talk on agriculture. When that root system pulls that mineral out of the soil, it converts it into a plant mineral. But also, it utilizes it in its manufacture of amino acids, fatty acids, and vitamins. Plants make those things, vitamins, amino acids, and fatty acids. However, they can't make a mineral. Minerals are only received by that plant from the soil that is grown in. And so if you have osteoporosis or arthritis and you need calcium, you must be assured that that plant is grown in a calcium-rich soil so that it can pull the calcium out. But if you're not sure of that, you must use a supplement to help you with that bone and joint issue. So heirloom seeds are the best to use, and because those plants produce a seed that can eventually reproduce themselves. And so we must always use something that has a seed that can reproduce itself. So that's the benefit of it. But we have to have sources. When you look at long-lived cultures, all long-lived cultures live near mountain streams and glacier-type water and rivers that are minerally rich waters. And they also, for thousands of years, all over the world, people have taken the ashes from their wood stoves and fireplace and placed them in the garden. Well, those ashes are the minerals that the tree has pulled up. And if you can imagine, a tree has a vast root system. So it's going to pull up in a greater area than a simple little broccoli plant or spinach plant. So it pulls up lots of different minerals because of its expansive root system. But minerals cannot be destroyed. So when we burn wood to put in our fireplaces or our wood stove, the ashes left over are minerals. You put them in your garden, you till them in, and the plant pulls those minerals out. And we did that for thousands of years until we got electricity and gas and started using that as our source of cooking and heating. So we have to utilize all of these things in the farming and agricultural arena to enhance the mineral content of our food.
Absolutely, Baba. Absolutely. Appreciate that. We want to continue with questions. We appreciate the question and want to make sure that we're getting all of the questions in. If there are any more questions, we're going to keep the floor open for that.
So this is Uracy Hope again. I asked earlier someone that you have more expertise in the vitamin D, melanin, lactose intolerance type of the issue of whether or not Black people should not drink milk or we need more sun. Originally, I read about it with Francis Cress Welsing in the 80s, talking about vitamin D and Black people and melanin and all that. Could you clarify that for me?
Yes, vitamin D is one of the 16 essential vitamins needed by the human body. However, we can make vitamin D by spending time in the sun. However, you can also use a vitamin D supplement. But vitamin D is critical. What happens is we're living in this Europeanized world where you're being told to avoid the sun. And if you think about ancient Africa and Africa today, we have millions of people that have lived on the continent for millions of years and not gotten skin cancer. And they don't use sunblock and all kinds of potions on their skin. And so the reason people get skin cancer is because they're unhealthy. They have a lowered immune system. And so I believe that we must continually be in the sun for a minimum of 30 minutes to an hour so that our body will make sufficient amounts of vitamin D. In addition, we can add D3 to our supplement regimen to make sure that we're getting enough vitamin D in our lives. It's been many studies showing that people that use sunblocks and those lotions that a lot of Europeans use on their skin, those things cause more cancer than they prevent. Similarly to breast cancer, people that have these annual mammograms, it's been said that that's producing more cancer than it's detecting. One mammogram is equivalent to 500 chest x-rays. So even the American Medical Association has come out and told us told women to avoid having regular mammograms because of that excessive amount of radiation. So we have to strengthen our immune system through diet, through exercise, through sleep, through water, through herbs, through many things, de-stress in our lives. We must strengthen our immune system, and we won't have to worry about that whole issue of skin cancer that the European talks about in terms of us being exposed to the sun.
Well, what about lactose intolerance issue with Black people?
Okay.
Lactose is not to drink milk or I mean, I guess because they put vitamin D in the milk, and I guess we don't need as much because we get it from the sun. I can't remember what Francis Sosa was saying, but I think she's saying we didn't need to drink as much milk because we produce it from the sun as opposed to people without melanin or something.
Absolutely. Cow's milk is for baby cows. It's just that simple. And if you look at any animal in the animal kingdom, they drank milk as an infant, and then they're eventually weaned off of it. And so, yes, we need a mother's breast milk, but we don't need milk as an adult, particularly another animal's milk to survive on. So it's very important to understand that, first of all. And so the people that cannot tolerate the lactose in milk is because they don't make the enzyme that is necessary to break that milk down. And that's why they end up with indigestion, gas, bloating, or whatever. And so your body's not making that enzyme. So some people would say, well, take some enzyme. Well, you could do that, but logic tells me just to avoid dairy, avoid cow's milk. And because we know these days, because we have so many vegetarians in the world, and people are so aware of that, there are so many other options, both cheeses, for yogurt, for anything that you might want. There are so many more options out there that don't utilize cow's milk as your source of milk. So I would simply say to one of my clients is to stay away from dairy. It's just that simple. If you don't have the ability to digest it well, rather than taking an enzyme product to assist you in digesting, I would say just avoid it. But yes, I've read statistics that 70 to 80% of Black people worldwide are lactose intolerant. So it seems to be something that's really not for us as African people.
Brother, we thank you so much for this and for coming in and giving and dropping your really deep knowledge around this issue. Is very necessary because we hear so many things around this topic, and it changes every 3 months. Do this, don't do that, do this, don't do that. And I really appreciate that you kind of take it to the actual seed and talk about what it has the capacity to do and how it can sustain us, but also to the body and those 60 plus minerals and nutrients that we need. And really appreciate you for coming and sharing with us. We will post, can you post your contact information in the chat? People have been posting their email and their phone number, and so that folks can get in contact with them, and also share it for those who are on the phone, please.
Yes. Okay. First of all, you can reach me at ImaniHolisticHealthInstitute.com. Imani Holistic with a W. HolisticHealthInstitute.com. My email address is Imani Holistic with a W again. ImaniHolistic@gmail.com. imaniholistic@gmail.com. For those of you all that are in the Metro Atlanta area, my book is in Madu Bookstore and at the Greenbrier Mall. It's called The 7 Steps to Great Health and Longevity. And as I said, it's a simplistic guide to healthful living. Also, let me give you every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I have a health and wellness conference call. If you're able to get on that, every Thursday night at 9 p.m., you can get on the call at 712-775-7031. 712-775-7031. And that's every Thursday night at 9 p.m. The access code is 224-422-POUND. 224-422-POUND. That's every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, my health and wellness call. So we talk about health and wellness. We answer questions of natural health and wellness with everybody in our.
Excellent. Give thanks, Baba, for that, and thank you all for joining the call. Please watch more videos and come back tomorrow again for more presentations and more dialogue around these issues and topics. And we appreciate you all for joining us.